But it would mean more chips sold abroad for the likes of an NVIDIA, an AMD, maybe a Broadcom. I don't know. What's your interpretation, Dan?
It's confusing. And you could say that there's one word that is most important here is Biden. So this went into effect late in the Biden administration. And here's another thing that went into effect the last year and a half of the Biden administration, the CHIPS Act, right? So you want to kill AI diffusion, right, which kind of limits the ability for our best technology to be funneled into China, therefore funneled into their defense and intelligence apparatus. Like, this is really a matter of national security. On the flip side of that, the CHIPS Act existed, right, to reshore a lot of chip production or eventually kind of create an ecosystem here to diversify away from China as a matter of national security as it comes to manufacturing. So as far as I'm concerned, this administration's view about all of this, like, advanced technology is clear as mud right now, because this doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. And it actually undermines, I think, our positioning for a trade war with China, because what is it really all about? It can't just be about trade. It is about national security, too, and releveling the playing field as it relates to our advanced technology and not letting them get access to it.
Right. All the other goods may be for various reasons, but when it comes to chips, I mean, national security should, in theory, be the North Star, which guides all of our policy. And yet here we have a restriction lifted, which sort of, what's going on here?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure if this does simplify it. I think this is what Dan's saying. I think you got a place where also if some countries are okay and you're on the verge of going to the Middle East, UAE, Saudi, and you're saying we're willing to actually trade with you on chips, which the simplest form of this is that American technology maybe just shouldn't get out of America. And I realize that's not an exciting thing. I mean, the flip side of all this is NVIDIA took a $5.5 billion charge. We were on the show that night, 3 weeks ago. And all that did was kind of remind us of the pressure that's been on semis for a long time. Pressure that's coming from export markets being closed off, pressure from just some of the infrastructure to actually even follow through on demand here. So I don't know what this headline really means. I do know that the market liked it. And I would get back to where the market was on semis even before this announcement, which is that semis were leading the market back. If you think about where we are off of those really April 7th intraday lows, but even a day or two before that, semis have outperformed the S&P by almost 9% since that time. And if you're looking for market leadership, you want to see the semis move. So again, whatever you boil down where this is going, I'm not sure we know. We do know that the headline is semi-friendly.
Yes.
And that is something that is market friendly.
More chips to be sold versus 24 hours ago.
But not to China, right? So not to China, not to Russia, not to North Korea. It's definitely positive to the semiconductor, but just addressing the national security issue, we're not going to be sending them to our enemies, just 1 and 2 tier, right? So all the other countries and our absolute verified allies. So it's a benefit, it's a tailwind. But the problem is the semiconductors rallied because they thought it was a blanket approval. Now it's going to be a qualified approval.